Thank you for being here.
I am, and thank you very much. And Joe, you reminded me, they say there are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch what happens, and those who wonder what happened. We're in a group today of people who made things happen, and I'll be very brief. Just a quick behind the curtain view. We've had a number of meetings in Washington, and I got to tell you, if it weren't for Joe Wilson and Lindsey Graham, we would not be here today doing this. And I was in the room we've been there a number of times with the president, with Secretary Perry, prior to Secretary Bruyette. I speak to the phone, as others do, regularly with Secretary Bruyette. We get a lot of attention in South Carolina. It's for good reason. It's because the view around the world of what can happen in South Carolina is one of great promise and for a great future. And what we see here is collaboration, communication, and cooperation, and it works every time. And when you have great institutions collaborating, then there's no end to what can happen. And this is just the beginning. These young people over here not been on earth long enough to probably see some small seeds be planted that end up with great things coming out of them. But I can promise you, this is just the beginning of a greatness in our state. And it's reflected in a number of ways. I'm so glad that President Castlin is here and Happy General McCarty is here, because with the cyber lab going on just across the river, with the great collaborations that USC is doing, no one can outrun us. And right now, with the virus we understand the virus now, things that we can see the end of the light at the end of that tunnel. We know what we're dealing with there. And we're in a position to collaborate, communicate, cooperate, and head right straight towards brain power. And that is where the future of the world is going to be. And that's why it is vitally important to have the government institutions, as well as the academic institutions, as well as the commercial, the business community involved all together. That's why I'm happy to see so many of our legislators here. There's Bart Blackwell, I think that's Nikki Sessler sitting there. And there's Tom Young, and I saw Shane Massey, and I think I'm missing somebody, former legislator. Is that James Smith? I'll tell you all a quick joke on it. It's hard to recognize people. The family moved into town, and they were looking for a church to go to, and he decided, well, if he's going to go to this one, so they made him an usher. They said that's the best way to learn the people of the church. You got to be an usher. So he was ushering people in and out, and after doing that for a few weeks, and the service was long, one day at the end of the service, he was helping people out, and everybody was coming out, and he was tired. It's been a long service. One of the last ones was an elderly lady. He was helping her down the steps, and he said, ma'am, I just got to say that's about the worst sermon I think I ever heard in my life. She said, son, do you know who I am? He says, no, I don't. He says, I'm the preacher's mama. He said, well, ma'am, do you know who I am? She says, no, I don't. He said, thank you, Jesus. We have a lot of fun in South Carolina. Let me mention just briefly, speaking of brain power, at the University in Columbia right now, if you go and look at the building on the corner of Blossom and Assembly, you will see the IBM logo there. There is a collaboration going on there, just like there's going to be a collaboration going on here. And proximity, the power of proximity is imaginative. There you have the academics and the students, undergraduate and graduate of USC, working with Siemens, which gave $260 million worth of software, working with Samsung, working with IBM, the data analytic headquarters of the U.S. is there, and Yaskawa, which is a robot manufacturing company. They're all working together right there. We have the McNair Center, where you have engineers and you have Boeing participating. That also is on Assembly Street. Just a couple of things that are sort of related. Just 2 weeks ago, we opened up the Agricultural Technology Campus in early Branch. It's a $314 million. It's the largest agricultural technology project in South Carolina ever. It's 1,000 acres. They go grow fruits, vegetables, leafy plants, tomatoes, and strawberries inside under glass, and go water them. It's aquaponics or hydroponics? There's a difference, but one of them is going to be there. It's, we have just opened up exit 3 on Highway 95, where a development is going to take place on, we call it River Point. That's going to open up that entire area. And also coming along is going to be the Jasper Ocean Terminal. I tell you, we've got more going on in South Carolina than any other place in the whole country. And the reason is beautiful mountains, the oceans, all great people, but it's the communication, the collaboration, and the cooperation. We can turn on a dime. We're nimble. If we need something, you just pick up the phone and call. And Mr. Undersecretary, that's why we want to work closely with the national government. We thank the Trump administration. We thank all those involved. But this is a big day, and young people, hold on to your hats. The best is yet to come. You're going to see things you've never seen before. And I want to thank all of you on behalf of 5 million proud, happy South Carolinians for what you're doing here today. Thank you.